So in grade 9, I would say get started with them to build skills and then to target tier 1 and tier 2 competitions from there in your sophomore year and junior year. The other thing I do want to flag is that the subject alignment is very, very important when you pick the competitions. And the competition you choose must align with what you want to study and who you want to be on paper. A student who wants to study computer science but has no CS-related competition or projects would certainly be questioned because there is not a lot of coherence there. And admissions officers are always trying to align, to look for alignment and to connect the dots. The second thing is I always advise students to against doing too many activities at the surface level. A student who places in the top 10 at a national maths competition is far more compelling than a student who participated in 5 different competitions without any distinction. So that's another thing that you should really have at the back of your mind. And for parents, I do want to give a tip out here. Please resist the urge to make your child enter every competition available. The depth really beats the breadth every single time when you are aiming for the very elite schools. Now, I will spend some time talking about some STEM competitions that I really encourage my students to do. And I will explain those to you in a little bit of depth and also explain why these competitions matter. So first I will talk about some mathematics competitions. So there is AMC, there is AIME, there is USAMO. These are the very well-known competitions for math students. AMC is really the entry point. Students in grade 10 and below take the AMC 10, and those in grade 11 and 12 take AMC 12. The top 2.5% to 5% of AMC scores are then invited to take AIME, and then the top performers on AIME are invited to the USAMO, which stands for the US Math Olympiad. So these are very, very valuable competitions. Schools like MIT, Caltech, Harvard specifically look for AMC and AIME performance in math-focused applicants. I do want to say that qualifying for AIME alone is a meaningful signal. Reaching to the US Math Olympiad places you amongst the very best young mathematicians in the country. And another thing I do want to flag is that it's free to enter the competition through the participating schools, and it runs in the fall. So start early for this, and this competition rewards long-term deliberate preparation, and cramming doesn't really aid well here. Then we have got the US Computing Olympiad, which is very good for students interested in computer science. It's really the tier 1 kind of competition that I would say. Students begin at the bronze level and progress through silver, gold, and platinum. So what you do with this competition is that you use C++, Java, or Python to solve algorithmic programming problems. And if you reach at the platinum level, it is really recognized by top universities and valued by top tech companies and even graduate programs. So this competition runs online from December through March. And as I mentioned earlier, this is really recognized by elite universities. It also develops computational thinking, and it is a very excellent avenue to learn more for students interested in software engineering, data science, and AI. A tip for parents is if your child is interested in CS, this is, in my opinion, a very high rewarding investment of your child's time. Then the ISEF, the International Science and Engineering Fair, is one of the most reputable science competitions available to high school students globally. It is called really the Olympics of science fairs. So students cannot really apply directly for this. Students must compete in affiliated local and regional science fairs, and then the winners advance to ISEF. This is a very, very excellent opportunity. Even reaching ISEF, regardless of placement, is a significant signal to the admissions officers. Even like the selectivity of this competition itself impresses admissions officers, even if a student does not necessarily win this competition. So the tip I have here is that start early. This is a multi-year project. Students should ideally begin developing their research question in grade 9 or grade 10, and then compete in the local fairs in grade 10 or 11. Then we have got STS, Science Talent Research. This is also a very prestigious and actually one of the oldest research competitions for high school seniors in the US. And it is open to all US high school seniors conducting original independent research. The deadline for this typically falls in November of senior year. This is a very, very good opportunity as well, and requires a significant time commitment because you have to write a research paper, and it also requires you essays. So students who seriously who want to pursue this should start on their research paper no later than summer before grade 11. And then we have got the Biology Olympiad for students who are passionate in life sciences or bio should really go for this. It is the top competition available for that space. The open exam typically takes place early winters, and then the top performers advance to national semifinals and then into an intensive training camp. Making to the national team or even reaching the semi-finalist round is a very powerful signal for any pre-med or biology-focused applicant. And it's super meaningful in terms of the admissions value. And also similar pathways exist in physics and chemistry for students interested in those areas.